They came to America with a simple plan: to make a better life for their families back home. Instead, thousands of farm workers from Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam have become modern-day slaves, and hundreds of them are living here in Hawaii right now.
My colleague and I, Claire Hannes, were brought a case by a social worker back in 2008. And this case involved a Thai worker, two Thai workers. And as it turned out, it uncovered a scheme that had been involved with H-2A agricultural workers on a farm here in Hawaii. That also led to a bigger case that involved a company called Global Horizons from out of the mainland. They're based in Los Angeles, that had brought hundreds, if not 1,000 workers to the United States through that program. Now the program, the H-2A program, is a legal immigration program. But what had happened is it was used as a key or an exploitation tool to bring these workers to a situation where then they would be compelled to work because they had paid very, very large recruitment fees back in Thailand.
The reality was that they were receiving false promises of steady work, steady salaries. They came here, they were lucky to work even 1 day a week. They weren't paid what they were promised, and even when they did work, sometimes they weren't even paid, so they were owed back wages. These people resorted to working under the table, basically, after being abandoned by the petitioner, the people that brought them to the U.S. And now a lot of them are resorted to working in restaurants, working in, as general contractors.
Samyun's story is similar to the experiences of thousands of immigrant workers who are brought into the U.S. and Hawaii under false pretenses. In Thailand, when he was only in 3rd grade, Samyun had to quit school to help support his family. He and his mother worked in the sugarcane fields while his father took care of younger sisters at home. During the rice planting season, he worked in the family rice paddies as well.
Most of the workers had not been making more than $1,000 per year. They were subsistence rice farmers for the most part. They would come to the United States. The wages would be approximately $9.60 an hour. That they could work for 48 hours a week. And what these men did is calculate this in their heads and decided, well, if I pay $16,000, then I could pay this off in a year. I could still work 1 or 2 years and come back to Thailand with that money in my pocket, which is what they had done in other countries.
But with that big amount of money, they have to put their land, their house, everything into the bank. They borrow everywhere, so this is concerned the whole family. Whatever they have, they would chip in for this one person to be able to come and to make money and to help and support other members in Thailand.
Samyun was forced to move from state to state, working on different farms: Colorado, New York, Florida, Washington, then Hawaii. Living conditions were primitive. Sometimes they had no money to buy food.
I've had some experiences with clients where they told me they had no electricity, no running water. They would have to use, dig holes basically to use latrines, right, to use the restroom. In many cases, it was unsanitary, and there were rats and roaches living with them.
He said the worst conditions were on the Big Island. He and his fellow workers lived in a rotten old shack far from the main road. 8 men had to share 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. They also had to pay $5 a day to take a tour bus from their living quarters to the farm. He says the bus driver would kick them and abuse them if they were late.
And basically, if they didn't continue working under those conditions, the threat was that they would be sent back to Thailand. It meant that their families would be plunged into poverty because they couldn't pay off these loans. Their farms would be taken, the farms that had been in their families for generations.
One of the reasons why victims don't come forward is that they're afraid of being deported. And one of the things they can do is contact an immigration attorney to discuss their rights, or to contact the Pacific Gateway Center.
Thanks to immigration attorneys and the Pacific Gateway Center, Samyun's story may have a happy ending. After he was certified as a trafficking victim by the U.S. government, Samyun was given refugee status, which meant he could be reunited with his 2 children here in Hawaii. Sanya was just a toddler when his father left Thailand and is now 8. The older son is now 18. Samyun's hope is that they will get a good education in America so they won't have to do the hard labor for minimum wage. After years of working for others, Samian has been given a chance to pursue the American dream in Hawaii. Through the Pacific Gateway Center, he received a business loan and help in setting up his own small aquaculture farm in Kahuku to raise and sell fish. Profit margin has been small, so Samian is going to try to plant lemon trees and grow bananas. His boys are doing well, and his oldest son will be starting community college next year. But there are hundreds of other immigrant farm workers and trafficking victims here in Hawaii that need our help. Learning about the issue is just the first step.